This is something I think that is somewhat known and talked about, but I would really like to underline it. Breathwork in and of itself is an amazingly powerful tool, as most everyone here knows. But community is what gives it roots. Community is what helps breathwork be grounded and integrated, and helps everyone mutually learn and grow together. Leonard Orr had two organizations. One was for breathwork and the spread of breathwork, and the other was for what he called one-year seminars. And these were communities that brought people together once a month for 12 hours. It was a 12-hour long seminar once a month on a topic of consciousness change. Could be birth drama, could be prosperity, could be unconscious death urge. So there were all ways that we would learn. But then in the middle of the month, people would get together and have a breathwork session, a mid-month meeting, where it was just devoted to breathing together. After a year's time, people were bonded. People then often felt like, why would I stop this? This is something I want to continue. And they would find their own ways of doing that, either by joining with others in community or starting their own community. And so I became the organizer of what Leonard called Theta International. And that is the organization that helped communities get teachers. So we set up training circuits that teachers would go to the West Coast and go to various cities there, and on the East Coast, go to various cities. And so it was cost effective, as it were, and so that everyone could win. You didn't have to charge some of the prices that you see now for tens of thousands of dollars to do a training. We set it up to be a worldwide community. This is what I believe is also contagious. It's not just the breath, but it's breathing together. And there's a term for that in Latin. It's called Spiritus, or conspiracy. This is what I called a very positive conspiracy, and one that hopefully then we will take out and share with our communities. And in so doing, what really creates bonding and creates unity and creates growth is not just reading a book or bringing people into a room. There was one organizer in the past who was very crass, and he was telling people, here's how to be successful. It's all about getting asses on chairs. That's what it is. In other words, selling people to get into the room. Well, I believe it's getting spirits in harmony is what it's all about. In so doing, we create something greater than any one of us can do alone. In so doing, we also create a ripple effect that goes out in the world. This is what my life is about. It's spreading this vibration. After years, then I would bring teachers in and started my own one-year seminar program. But then I got the tap on the shoulder. It's like I was getting all set. Okay, we had a very successful one-year seminar program. I brought in teachers, Leonard Orr and Sandra Ray and Phil Lout and the people that were back there in the foundational days. All of a sudden, I got the tap on the shoulder. It's okay, Jim, it's your turn. What? Yeah, your turn to teach. Okay. I was in the basement sanding a table, and there was an old paper bag and a stub of a pencil, and I wrote down 12 seminars, one a month. It just like came through. This is really what I would love to share with the world. Next year I was teaching. And so again, listening, just putting yourself in the stream and then listening. And this is what excites me so much about this work, now is not about, oh, all of the great things I can come up with and create. Just this year, I started a program, a teaching series in our community, and I didn't teach at all. It was the people who had worked for years and themselves became certified breath workers and trainers who taught it. It's like, okay, this is what I signed up for. Because people would ask me after years, well, you got to come to Minneapolis. We need someone to start a community here. And I said, okay, I might come to Minneapolis, but it's only to help you start your community there, because the torch has to be passed on. And not everyone has to lead seminars or be a community organizer. Of course not. We'd have a glut on the market there. But by incorporating breath work, you are a walking billboard. You are in life an advertisement for aliveness. It's like we are experiencing that ecstasy. We know that we're not there 100% of the time. We know that we got our kvetching and our pain, aches and pains and our challenges. We also have the insight that it is this challenge on which we cut our teeth, as it were. It is the challenges in life which are the playground, say the classroom, where we learn now to breathe when all of a sudden our mother-in-law decides to have a hissy fit. You know, it's like, I didn't learn this in a breathwork seminar. What do you do with that? Whoa, okay. This is trial by fire. So we're given the tools and the principles. We aren't given a guidebook for everything that's going to happen to us in our life. And when we're in group, when we're in community, then I can hear, for example, an experience that Rez had at his family get-together last week that, oh, I learned something from. Oh, my goodness. So we'll continue to evolve this, and it will take us where we allow it to. There's a little thing on my wall behind me here. It's right up here above my finger. It's the yin yang symbol. And I think it's a wonderful mandala for life, that there's always the active part and the accepting part. And like every breathwork session, we have a conscious intention. I don't just say, let's breathe and see what happens. No, I ask people, what do you want? What is it that you're doing this session for? It may be general. Oh, I just want to feel more alive in the morning and less a sense of stagnation. Okay, fair enough. But it also can be more specific. Like, I am being invited to a get-together, which is going to challenge me. And so, by golly, I would like a little breathing space here with you to get myself energized and resourceful of how to deal with the relatives who are coming in with an agenda. And so I use the session for that. I have the conscious intention, but then the yin part of it, that's the yang part, is the conscious intention. The yin part is I let go and breathe. And as I let go and breathe, I let happen what happens. I breathe into any area that might feel stuck, that might feel, I feel verklempt. And I listen and I learn from the spirit of breath itself. I'm not dictating everything that happens in the session. And so to me, this is the metaphor of life. I walk down the road of life with the yin leg and the yang leg. The yang is do, have an agenda, make goals, be successful. But if that's all I'm doing, I'm hopping on one leg and it's exhausting. If I don't have time to accept, to relax, to let down and let guidance in, then I am unbalanced. And I don't get so far on the road of life being unbalanced. On the other hand, if I'm just all yin and all I'm doing is accepting and relaxing and oh, someone's knocking at the door, it's the bill collector, let it be, spirit will take care of it, well, I'm not really engaging actively in life then. And so one of the students that I had a teacher once that said, you can go down the road of life wheeling and resisting like a stuck pig, or you can go down with grace and joy. It's your choice, but you're going to go down the road of life either way. And that's what community does. It brings you into cahoots, or as I say, a conspiracy with others who remind you, okay, Jim, you're getting a little off kilter here, you're spinning your wheels, slow down, take a breath, and you will find partners that, again, you join with and you support to keep each other resourced, to keep each other balanced. And it's not like you have to do counseling sessions or supervision with each other all the time. It's just the presence of that balanced spirit, which makes such a difference. And now to have a group of this, I've just decided, for example, just a couple of days ago, to get the major teachers in our school together to make a commitment to come together every month to share and to breathe and to resource each other. And the tuition for that experience is commitment. This isn't, if you happen to have a little extra time, or your favorite series on Netflix isn't showing or something. No, I make a commitment to bond with others, to be together, and to co-create, which again is what we're doing right here.